I'm Lauren Seiden, founder of the Empowered Living online training program. In today's training, we're going to cover energy, and I'll give you a direct experience of what your energy feels like when you're really connected. This is key because energy is what moves us from disconnection to a state of connection. First, I'd like to define what I mean by energy. Now, I don't mean this boost of when you're looking for a morning or an afternoon as a pick-me-up. What I'm referring to as energy as a vibration, a sense and a feeling of being around somebody or being in a space. And how can we alter our vibration when things don't feel as good and they aren't flowing as much so that we can access more clarity and more ease in addition to our results? To clarify, when I talk about energy in this video, I mean our vibrational level, the energy that creates space for our perceptions to change and for new information and opportunities to occur to us. So now that we're all speaking the same language, let's start by taking a look at what our lives look like when we live in the cycle of disconnection. And there are 3 stages in this cycle. The first stage, this is when we feel like we're stuck doing. So we may be in that situation because of a promise we made, or because we're trying to please somebody or others, or because of a potential financial reward that we think we're going to gain. Then we get to this place where we feel like we've done so much and we start to contract, and then we move into the second stage, which I call feel restricted. When we feel restricted, our possibilities and our creativity are turned down. We forget that we can choose and have control over our life. This can lead us on an emotional roller coaster of frustration, anger, disappointment, and blame, among a lot of other things. This can be expressed more internally as well as externally towards others. Now, as this becomes more present, we move into then the third stage, which I call isolation. From here, we start to feel separate and isolated from everything that makes us feel connected. We think no one understands, and we try to do it all on our own. Our inspiration turns off because we're disconnected from our cycle of connection. When we're in isolation, we're efforting energy. We're close to burnout. We feel like everything's hard. We feel stuck, stressed, depressed, helpless, and possibly resigned. And even if you have a self-care practice, when you find yourself addicted to it or like you can't be present unless you go have it. Now, this comes from a buildup of these stages in the cycle of disconnection. In this cycle of disconnection, relationships, they seem to have more miscommunications and they can feel more difficult. You may perceive that you're not on the same page. Money feels stuck and more difficult to make and receive. Your business, it may feel overwhelming, and you may judge that you can't expand as quickly as you really desire. This is also where we can create disease. Physical body pain shows up, injuries, accidents. Hearing how I just described the 3 stages in the cycle of disconnection, it's pretty clear that it's really hard for us to live the life of our dreams from this place. So let me tell you about the opposite cycle. This is what I call the cycle of connection. Just like disconnection, there are 2 stages here also. So the first stage I call beingness. This is a place of stillness. In Kundalini Yoga, we call this shunya, the 0 point. Shunya is defined as the place you can more easily access your soul without all the distractions and without all the barriers that keep us separate from a pure state of being. So when you're in your beingness, you're actually in your essence. You receive insights. You feel your path, your clarity. You feel connected and supported. The second stage is liberation. After we've experienced our being, now possibility and creativity start to flow. This is where people say, you may have heard, I feel like I received a download. You allow yourself to entertain visions, and you have a potential for change. It can sometimes set in after being in nature or after doing a meditation. And now as this builds, the third stage is inspiration. So when we're connected to our beingness in the first stage and then our liberation as the second stage, we may feel it turn into inspiration. This is where you feel fully alive and you feel ideas flowing of now how it can turn into results and become a reality. So inspiration is what creates the sensation that we can perceive as effortless action. Even when we're doing the work, it keeps flowing and time just seems to fly by. We keep putting more pieces together. People enter our lives at just the right time. Opportunities show up. This is all happening because we're completing our cycle of connection, our energy vibration. Everything's in flow. We've experienced ease and starting to feel fulfilled by seeing the progress that we're making, and that allows it to build. So again, what moves us between these two cycles is our energy vibration. This connection it's what allows the how you're going to do something to take care of itself. It's where things fall into place and things align. Money and new opportunities show up. Communication and relationships improve. Your health and your vitality feels more alive. Again, this is all happening without that effort and without that struggle that accompanies disconnection. This is what's possible for you. Getting results like these for you in your life is why I'm so inspired about the work I do. Every day I help people remember who they really are and to live into what's possible for them.